Today I'm going to talk to you guys about my huge milestone that I'm super excited about, and I'm just going to talk to you guys about where I sold, what I'm going to try to sell more of into 2021. So as you can see here, I surpassed $500,000 in sales this morning. Super excited about that. When I started selling on Amazon, I was kind of hoping to do about $360,000 a year. I was thinking $30,000 a month would be a really nice goal to set, and that was like the goal. Like I didn't really consider growing past 30,000 in revenue a month. And that was, 3 years ago was when I really started doing this. So in 3 years, I've more than surpassed my goal. As you can see, I sold 27,216 items, which is a crazy amount of work. I do it pretty much all myself. So all these numbers you see is work that I put in myself. My average sales order, 1838 doesn't sound like a lot, but it all adds up. I do quantity is kind of my game plan is I want to sell as many things as possible. I keep my minimum profit at $2, and of course it goes up from there. I have very specific sales ranks for every category, and I almost never allow myself to go past that. There's very few exceptions, but and I'm going to talk about that as I show you guys. So you can see this graph, I just completely dominated every single month. This month, $10,000 away from passing December of last year. And with there being 13 days left, that should be easy to do. Right now I have, I think, about 360 orders pending. Amazon has not shipped out. So I'm not too sure my inventory is with that many, because Inventory Lab doesn't really show or like change your on hands until the item ships, and it doesn't hit your bottom line. But according to Inventory Lab, I do have 360 orders pending. I have over $40,000 of inventory, so there's no doubt a lot of that's going to be sold in the next, I'd say, 2 to 3 days. It depends on how far back Amazon is, and everybody's backed up right now. But you can see I just did great this year compared to last year. Right here was when the lockdowns happened, and sales went up. I really wish the lockdowns never happened. I would trade the revenue for the lockdowns to have not happened. But I kept working. I kept doing what I had to do, providing service. I sell mainly food, so I was providing food available for online shoppers. But it was just a great year compared to last year. I'm looking to build beyond this. I'm going to try to do maybe $50,000, $60,000 in growth next year. I don't really want to take any vacations next year, except for when I go visit my son in February for his birthday. And I'm taking my 2 boys that I have here. We're going to Florida next week. Well, about a week and a half. We're going to Florida for a week. So other than those 2, I don't really plan on taking any trips. I'm going to move in the middle of summer. So that is something that's going to happen too. But, I'm already thinking about February and January. Later today, when my kids go to their mom's for her half of Christmas break, I'm going out sourcing to celebrate. I'm going to go to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, maybe Trader Joe's. Our governor has extreme limits on how many people are allowed in the store. I don't like standing outside waiting to get into stores. So depending upon how long the lines are, depends where I'm going to source. But I am going to go out sourcing. I'm already thinking about January. I'm going to source this entire week. And I'll take probably Christmas Eve off through that weekend, to hang out with the kids and stuff. But, that's kind of my plan. I'm already thinking January, February, The competitions should reduce after the holidays because there's a lot of people that sell only during the holiday season. So this is where the categories where I sold the most. And, you can see grocery by far accounted for 41% of my revenue, almost 200,000. Once everything updates and all the shipments get shipped out, this will be well over $200,000 in revenue. $47,000 profit with about 78% ROI. I'm going to stay in the grocery. I'm going to do as much grocery as I possibly can. I do enjoy selling grocery, except for the bubble wrapping. I don't really like the bubble wrapping, but I'm already out there looking for new products, and I'm going to try to really build on my wholesale because right now I have 0 wholesale accounts that I'm using for grocery. I sent out one application the other day. I haven't heard back yet, but grocery is an area where I'm hoping to build on it. But I'm most definitely thrilled with my performance there. And this is why I talk about grocery so much. I absolutely love it. It is the most work out of any other category that I've dealt with. But, I'm really enjoying it and reaping the benefits of the hard work. Toys, I absolutely love selling toys. It is my favorite thing to sell. A lot of this is Funko Pops. A lot of this stuff I get at the 99-cent store. Ross and Didi's. These numbers would be much higher, but I think for 2 months, maybe 3 months, Ross and Didi's discounts, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, all these department stores were closed. Every company that didn't sell grocery in it was closed in California. So these numbers are actually much lower than they should have been. But, I doubled down on grocery during that time, and it really benefited me. Toys will most definitely increase into 2021, just simply because the stores will be open where I buy my toys. But you can see I made $37,500, 59% ROI, which is good. And the returns are low in both categories, combined with just over 600 items. Is that 612? 622 items returned between the two. So that's, great with selling 22,000 items. Apparel, I don't sell as much clothes as I used to. I used to get tons of clothes from Walmart, and the ones they have now just suck, quite frankly. So, I'm not selling as much clothes as I used to. I quit selling carders because the competition is just terrible. This is probably mainly bras more than anything. I haven't checked to see how many bras I sold, but I've probably sold 400 or 500 bras. 2020. I sell a lot of underwear, socks. Probably tons of that's probably socks. Apparel is probably going to stay about the same. But 51% ROI, looking at $7,800 profit, not bad. You do get quite a bit of returns here, which really sucks, but it is what it is. Whenever people don't have it on to try it on, you're going to get returns. Pet products sold, 1,030 pet products for 16,000 revenue. Would you say 16,000? $3,300 profit, 58% ROI. I expect pet products to expand into 2021. I don't really have anything special going on with pet products, but I do find a lot at grocery outlet, and that's my source for pet products, the grocery outlet. I think I spent like $600 on pet food the other day that I sent in. I think it was yesterday I sent in about $600 worth of pet food I got from grocery outlet, and that's just one store. I spent almost $700 at grocery outlet on Wednesday. So I do think pet products will expand because it's just a gold mine for me at the grocery outlet. Health and beauty. I expect those to stay about the same. I basically just get it Sally's Beauty, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls. It might drop. I was selling quite a bit of beauty products when everything was locked down. I was getting them at Target and I was sending them in, like feminine hygiene and stuff like that. So this might actually drop, but I'm going to try to source Marshalls and TJ Maxx more next year. But you see here I had it's very similar, almost 67 and 71% ROI in both categories. Kitchen, I'm actually really surprised kitchen is as high as it is. When I broke into Amazon and it was new for me, I sold lots of kitchen products. Pioneer Women was my go-to at Walmart. They don't really have anything worth selling now. Their product, I don't know if people have gotten bored of it. I personally think their product is ugly. The product used to look much better, 2-3 years ago. What I see in the stores now is just really ugly. And but I expect kitchen to drop drastically. Shoes, I used to try to sell a lot of shoes. I stopped. I've mentioned it many times. I don't sell shoes. The return rate is just absolutely killer. Oh, I'm on the wrong line there. You see 45 shoes returned out of not even 300 units sold. So if you want to do the math, 45 by 297, 15% of all shoes were returned, which is just terrible for me. So that's why the ROI is so low at 33%. You can see I got 4 pairs of shoes on hand. Shoes are no good for me. The only exception, let me say, and I didn't get to use it this year because of the shutdowns. Sanuk, S-A-N-U-K, is a sandal that I do sell every summer. I was not able to get any today or this year because of the shutdowns. Sandals do sell really well. They don't get returned as often. I also sell like Nike sandals and Adidas sandals if I can find them at Marshalls. But sandals are good. So my shoe category might actually go up if I sell shoes. But otherwise, I'm really not interested in selling shoes at all. Video games, I hit really good. Walmart has some excellent clearance on video games this year. I think I bought one or two video game lots. I sold some of my own personal video games. So, I sold 231 video games for $1,700 profit. I do have some on hand. I bought some from GameStop on Black Friday, and the prices tanked. I was actually really concerned about that, but I figured, what the heck, I'll take a chance. And the prices tanked, which is kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. That's why I don't do too much online arbitrage. But, I did really well with video games, 109% ROI. But most of that's clearance games I got from Walmart. Sporting goods, this is probably almost all socks because there are a lot of socks listed in sporting goods. Because I don't really sell too much. I sell a few basketballs here and there. But, I don't sell a whole lot of sports, and I don't really intend to. I don't really know where to go to get good deals on sporting goods. Home is a category I want to get more into. I've been finding comforters and stuff like that, blanket sets for sale, for good prices. The ROI is only 50%, but I've only dabbled in the home category, and I look to expand on that as we go into next year. DVDs is another area where I want to expand a lot. I need to go to the Dollar Trees more often and search through their movies. You see, I sold 122 for $475 profit with a 205% ROI. I also, I chickened out a week or two ago. I was thinking about buying a pallet of DVDs on auction, and I chickened out. I'm probably going to take a dabble in that and see if like a return pallet's worth doing for DVDs. And this money, because when I got ungated in DVDs and CDs, I had to buy $1,000 worth from, I think it was Alliance. I think they're called Alliance. And, so I took a loss on almost everything I got. which sucks, but it got me ungated. And you see here the music loss I took right here was the CDs I used to get ungated. So I about broke even between the two. So next year, because I take this loss as an investment in my future business to be ungated in both categories. So I knew I was going to take a loss. It was a calculated decision. So everything I get from here on will be profit beyond this loss here. Hope that makes sense. And the rest of the stuff I don't really dabble in much. Home improvement, most of this was Christmas lights. Most likely it was Christmas lights. Luggage, I do find backpacks and stuff from time to time. Not as much this year because back to school never happened, because kids are doing distant learning, so backpacks and things like that didn't really become a thing for me this year. Personal computer, I'm not even sure what I sold in personal computer category. Maybe it was some video games that were listed under personal computer. Musical instruments, every once in a while I'll find like a ukulele or something at Ross. But yeah, that's really about it. I'm not sure. Oh, book was a Kathy Griffin book I bought at the Dollar Tree and the price dropped. Wireless, I'm not sure what these were. But, the main things up here is the grocery, the toys. I might even do more grocery online. Every time I do, if I buy something as a glass product, something gets damaged, and me and my family end up eating the food, which is okay, but, I don't even shrink it out or nothing. But this is what I've done thus far in 2020. There's still 2 weeks to go. I hope this video helped you guys out. Try to give you guys a little bit of the inner workings of my video and what I plan on doing next year. Hopefully this gives you guys like some ideas. I told you a few specific things to look for as you go into 2021. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.